Hello friends, Adam here with FED. So today we're going to talk about calculations in Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, which comes out this weekend. It comes out very soon for the Nintendo Switch. I'm pretty pumped about it. Since the game's kind of cryptic, it doesn't really give you the information you need to make informed decisions without looking up a guide or something. I wanted to just go through a guide with you. So this is from serenusforest.net. Great website, probably the best website for information on this game in terms of like calculations and weapon stats and everything like that that you'll find online, recruitment guides, all that sort of different stuff. But so you can look at it yourself, but I want to go over it with you just to make sure everyone kind of understands what everything means. So let us get into it, shall we? So anyone who's played Three Houses or any other Fire Emblem game, it's pretty similar to that, just a little more simple in a lot of different ways. So damage is calculated much the same as it is in Three Houses. Physical power, or essentially just your attack power minus the enemy's defense, is how much damage you do, and also you can crit, which we'll talk about in a second, which triples the damage you would do. Again, just like Three Houses. So, and the same goes for magic power. It's magic power minus resistance. But the thing is, I think every enemy, or it's either most enemies or every enemy has like 0 res. So resistance isn't really a stat to worry about. All your units have like 0 resistance as well. So it's not really a stat to worry about or think about. But it's still part of the calculation, I guess. And then physical power, magical power. It's magical power is actually pretty interesting. There's no like magic stat that affects your attack power with magic like you would see with like physical power with strength. So magical power, it's literally just the weapon might, which is pretty honestly it's pretty interesting, pretty different than you'd expect. So magic users don't really scale to like leveling up in stats other than like speed and skill and stuff like that, like hit rates and attacking more than once. But just like you want higher weapon level to use higher attack, like a higher attack power with your different magics and stuff. And then there's the effectiveness bonus, which applies to both physical and magical. The effectiveness coefficient of the bonus, it just multiplies the weapon's might times 3, and that the effective coefficient is essentially like if you're using an armor slayer against an armor unit, or you're using like Marth has the rapier as a personal weapon, and if he's using that against a cavalier, or he's using it against an armor knight, then he gets triple the might from his weapon. And then there's like some magic spells that like Excalibur that are effective against flying enemies, things like that that you'll see throughout the game. Now, the problem with all of this stuff here, like weapon might and all this, is that the game doesn't give you the numbers, like, basically at all, right? So that's why, again, you're going to want to have, if you want to know what's going on, you basically need some sort of guide to know what your weapon mights are. So again, here on Serenus Forest, they do a great job of chronicling everything that you'll need to know. Like the different mights of every weapon, how heavy they are, their hit, weapon level needed to use it, and stuff like that. So it's kind of a pain, but you might have to just do this if you want to make informed decisions, Alright, next we have attack speed, which again, similar to Three Houses, is speed minus the weapon weight, except it can't be mitigated by strength. So speed minus weapon weight. And again, you only can find out weapon weight really by going and looking at some external source to see how much a weapon weighs. And doubling, it's not like you have to be 5 faster or 4 faster like in modern Fire Emblem. It's literally just if you have 1 more speed than the enemy, you will double them. So the doubling threshold's pretty easy to meet, especially and also stats are pretty low in this game, so it makes sense. So 1 attack speed more than your enemy will double. Alright, accuracy. This one's less important to really understand. It just comes down to what you would think. Just the weapon has a hit rate, and you have the higher your skill, the better. But again, magic being weird as it is in this game, it doesn't have your skill doesn't affect your weapon's hit rate when you use magic. It's just the weapon itself, the magic itself, which is really annoying. But also Magical Avoid is just luck, so it's a lot lower than it would be most likely than Physical Avoid, because it doesn't get terrain bonus or attack speed added to it, so it's just luck. But yeah, it's not my favorite system, honestly. I prefer Magic to be affected by skill in some way. It just makes it so the mages in FE1 is like less stat dependent, except for like speed. You want speed, of course, but less stat dependent and more just you want to get their weapon level as high as possible to be able to use better magics and stuff. Critting, or you just deal 3 times the damage, right? Times 3 damage when you hit a critical hit. Your critical hit rate is skill plus luck divided by 2. So just the average of your skill and luck plus the weapon critical, which you don't see in the game. Again, you need to look at an external guide. And there's no way to mitigate critical in this game. So it's not like critical rate minus luck equals how much crit you'll have in battle. No, it's literally just your critical rate, which is pretty crazy when you consider how good a critical hit it can be. And then, of course, there's the Devil Sword and Devil Axe that have this curse rate. Essentially, you'll do damage to yourself rather than the enemy 21 minus luck % of the time, which is, your max luck is 20. So at the very best, which you're probably not going to ever see that, the very best, you have a 1% chance of it happening. But at the very worst, you have a 21% chance of it not happening. I don't know if anyone has 0 luck, so maybe it's just like a 20. I know Jagan has 1 luck. I can't think of anyone who has 0. So, yeah. Be careful when you use the cursed Devil Sword and Devil Axe. But, yeah, so that's just like the basic rundown. Again, you can find all of this on Serenus Forest. I just wanted to make you guys all aware of that. Because you basically need this. You basically need to look up stuff like this if you want to know what you're doing in FE1. There's also just a lot of other weird intricacies. Sorry, that's a hard word, man. Other intricacies that you don't know unless you look it up. So that's the big takeaway from today. Look up a guide for this game. Not like a guide. Like, you can play the game blind if you really want to, but I don't fault anyone for looking up weapon stats and calculations just to know what's happening. And on this page you can also find like recruitment guide and stuff like that, but I'm going to have a recruitment guide and character guide up this week that I'm going to, hopefully I'm going to have it up this week. That's the plan. And it should be pretty good. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe for more Fire Emblem discussions like this one, and also if you're interested in this re-release of FE1, definitely stay tuned to this channel. We'll be talking about it this week and also be playing it on the channel once it comes out. And make sure to like the video if you enjoy this kind of content. It helps us a lot. And comment your thoughts. What other guys do you want to see for this game? And what are some tips that you have if you have played FE1 in the past? Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time, friends.